This is a lesson for the chord accompaniment section of my free classical guitar method book. That's a free 100-page PDF method book. You can download it for free, no sign up required. There's a link for that in the description. So after the classical guitar progressive method book, there's a chord accompaniment section. And I've already made a video on the context of why we study chords and how to kind of go about studying them. So make sure you also see that introduction video. There's a link for that in the description as well. Today we're going over the first couple of pieces for beginner guitarists. So these are their first chord pieces with like chord diagrams. And what I'll do in these videos is I'll show you how to play the chord, demonstrate the technique, and then I'll count and play it so that you can play along to practice. And then I'm going to count us in and we can both strum, and I'll also play the melody in a split screen so that you can play along as if, I was a teacher with you. I'm going to be a little strict with the rhythm in these videos just to keep it easy to follow. But of course, when you're working with your teacher, things would be a little bit more flexible and you'd be learning a little bit more communication skills. But for now, we'll do it along with me in the split screen. So today we're going over Hey Ho, Nobody Home, Frere, Jacques, London Bridge, You Are My Sunshine, Amazing Grace, and Red River Valley. Just one or two tips before we start diving into these songs. When you're strumming, you might find that sometimes you don't hit the right number of strings all the time. On the first few songs, when you're just strumming the top 3 strings, try to be pretty precise and hit the 3rd string downward. And you can try to be, pretty precise about that. Don't worry though if you accidentally only strum the top 2 strings. Just avoid strumming any strings that aren't indicated in the chord. Later on with the more difficult pieces, and when you're strumming sometimes 3 strings, sometimes 4 strings, don't worry if you sometimes miss a string and accidentally strum only 3 instead of 4. That's okay. Your priority is the rhythm. You want to make sure you get a strong sense of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to present the rhythm and the chord as best you can, but the rhythm is actually almost more important than how precise your chord playing is. Of course, it's great to be precise on both, but the rhythm is your priority, and just keeping your place and making sure you switch the chords at the right time. So the first song, all you need is an E minor chord. These are simplified chords for beginners, but they're still chords. Like chords are made up of usually a triad, so 3 different notes. And so these are smaller chords than the full chord shapes we'll learn later, but these are great for beginners and gives you some context and some skills before you tackle bigger chord songs. So an E minor chord in a kind of beginner chord shape would be just the top 3 strings strummed. So we're going to take the fleshy part of our thumb, just the side of our thumb, and we're just going to sweep over them. Very gentle, soft sound on the classical guitar. And this is called a downstroke. We're going down towards the ground. You can move your arm a little bit and your wrist a little bit. And make sure you're only strumming the top 3 strings. Okay, so I'm going to be counting you in, and you're playing on every single beat. So we're in 4/4 time, so there's 4 beats per bar, and you're going to strum on every single beat. Even though there's a melody doing something else, we're going to strum on every beat. So I'll count you in, and then I'm going to continue counting and you can play along. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut. So we'll cut the sound when we run out of beats. And make sure you extend it all the way to the end of the 4th beat. Okay, so now let's try it again. I'm going to count you in, so 1 bar for nothing, so I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to both start strumming, and I'll do the split screen as well. where I play the melody. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, next song. Frere Jacques, or Brother John. This piece uses a G major chord. So for a simplified G major chord for beginners, we're going to use, again, just the top 3 strings, but we're going to put our finger on the note G, which is the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So we'll use our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret on the 1st string. And then we're going to strum those top 3 strings. So that's a G chord. Later on we'll be doing full G chords, but for now we're just doing this nice simple G chord. So I'll count and strum first so you can follow along. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut. Now let's try it with the melody. So I'll count 1 bar for nothing, and then we'll play it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, next song. London Bridge. So now we've progressed on to changing chords. The previous 2 songs, we just stuck with 1 chord the whole song, nice and easy. Now we have to change chords sometimes. So we're going to do 2 different chords. One is the C chord. For the C chord, we're going to strum the top 3 strings and put our 1st finger on C. So that's the 1st fret on the 2nd string. 1st fret, 2nd string. And you're going to strum down through the top 3 strings. And then the other chord is G, which we did before. So that's 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. So before you start playing the piece, just practice going back and forth between C. You just do like... Practice going back and forth to make sure you're comfortable with both of those chords. So on this one, of course, it's going to be very important that you switch chords at the right time. Again, you're going to strum on every single beat. So let's do it together with me counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut. If you had trouble changing chords in time with me, just practice it on your own much slower until you feel confident enough to play along with me. So now let's play it with me playing the melody as well. So I'll count you in 1 bar for nothing, and then start strumming, and you'll hear the melody as well. Get your C chord ready before we begin. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll notice in London Bridge that when we progress to a new line, if it's still just a C chord, we just continue playing C. C doesn't get written again necessarily. You just keep strumming whatever chord it said to previously. Okay, next song. You Are My Sunshine. This song will use 3 different chords, but the principle is the same. We're going to strum on every beat of the bar, so 4 beats per bar. And we'll have to switch between 3 different chords. The G chord that you already know, the C chord that you already learned, and now the D chord. The D chord is a little bit more complicated than the other chords. We'll be strumming 4 strings, and we'll grab an A, a D, and an F sharp. So that A is on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, with your 1st finger. D on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, with your 3rd finger. And F sharp on the 1st string, 2nd fret, 2nd finger. It's like a little triangle shape. And what you want to do is once you get that chord, you can practice like getting it 1 finger at a time, following the chord diagram, but then try hopping up and down on that chord so you teach all 3 fingers how to make that shape in midair and then just fall into the guitar and get that shape. So you just want to practice hopping down. And then of course just practice like getting each chord. And just, it'll take a while to get really used to it. So this piece begins with a pickup bar. So there's only 3 beats in the first measure. So when we're counting, we can think 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You are my sunshine. But it's because there's only 3 beats in the bar, it starts on the 2nd beat. Most of the time in pieces when you have a pickup bar, the last bar is also shortened by that number of beats, but we won't worry about that today because this is a beginner method book and we don't want to get too into that for now. Okay, so I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to start strumming. We're not going to strum on the You Are My. We're going to start on the 2nd bar. So it's going to be You are my sunshine. You are my sunshine. We won't play those intro notes. We'll just start strumming when it says the G chord there. So you'll hear 2 bars for nothing. You'll hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll start strumming. So this is just the count along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you found it difficult to get the D chord in time, that's completely normal. If you wanted, you could stop strumming a little early in the bar before. You could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It takes a long time to be able to get these chords. Some students get it right away. Other students take a very long time. But just keep practicing going through all the different chord shapes and you'll definitely get it eventually. But remember, your priority is just to get the chord in time. You don't want to be messing with the rhythm at all. So no matter what you do, if you're strumming along and you don't quite get that D chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and you miss a couple beats, that's okay. Just keep going in time with the piece. So let's play it along with the melody. And remember, you're going to hear this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you start strumming. So we are not strumming "You Are My," that pickup line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Next song, Amazing Grace. This song is in 3/4 time, so there's 3 beats per bar, so we'll be strumming 3 strums per bar. This piece also has a pickup bar. So since it only has 1 quarter note in the pickup, it's essentially this: 1, 2, 3, 1, or 1, 2, amazing grace. So the pickup bar always is a complete bar, it just doesn't have all the notes in it and doesn't show it all. And in this particular case, you can see 1 beat has been minused off the final bar. So at the end of the piece, we'll be counting 1, 2, cut. If it helps, just take your pencil and put 1, 2 only in the last bar. So for this piece, 3 chords, same 3 chords as the last piece. So G, C, and D. So make sure you know those 3 chords from the previous piece. We'll use those chords so much you'll definitely get good at them. For this piece, I'm just going to count 2 beats in, essentially. It's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. But of course, you'll be strumming on that first beat there. So it'll be, for you, it's going to sound like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So here's the counting version. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. As I said before, if you have trouble playing that D, getting that D chord in time, just keep practicing it separate from the video and come back and try it again. Maybe it'll take you a few days, maybe it'll take you a few weeks. It doesn't really matter. It's all really good for your left hand technique and dexterity, so just keep working at it. So now we'll do it with the melody. And just remember, on the 3rd beat, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and then you start strumming. On the 3rd beat, though, you'll hear the melody come in. 1, 2, 3, 1. So don't accidentally strum when you hear that melody come in. Come in on the beat where it says the G chord above the bar. 1, 2, 3. Next song, Red River Valley. We are going to try a new strumming pattern on this song. Luckily though, all of the chords are the familiar chords you've already done. We have a G chord, a C chord, and a D chord. But our strum pattern is not just going to be down strums this time. We are going to do down, down, up, down, down. Or, in counting, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Your up strum can be very light and not very precise, and just as long as it's rhythmic. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Why don't we just try that strum pattern together? So grab your G chord and just hold on to it, and we're just going to go down, down, up, down, down. So first I'm just going to say the strum pattern. I'll count us in though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, down. 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 Usually when we're strumming, we'll strum the larger beats with downstrokes and the off beats with upstrokes, or the weaker beats with upstrokes. I'll do that with counting now. You can strum along. Just grab your G chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 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 3, 4. Even if you mess it up or something like that, just make sure that you get the downbeat, the first beat, nice and strong so that we always know where we are. It's really good for us to do that. So this piece also has a pickup bar, so it has just the 2 beats there. So you'll hear, essentially, this pickup is just 3 and 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, or 1, 2, come and sit by my side. And you'll start strumming right on that word sit. So you're going to hear me go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And we'll be strumming on the word sit there. So we'll just do the count through first. And we're going to be doing that strum pattern, right? So just to demonstrate one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you'll be doing when you're playing. Here we go. Get your G chord ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It might be nice on this piece if you did 1, 2, 3, 4, and you just do an extra strum at the end. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, let's play along with the melody. The melody is going to come in on the 3rd beat. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you strum. So don't accidentally start strumming when the melody comes in. I want you to strum right on the word sit where the G chord is located. Get your G chord ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. that one more time, and this time we're going to slightly swing the 8th note or relax the beat. So instead of this, we're going to go like this. See that, like, you're elongating that second beat a little bit? It's like a little bit of like a lazy 8th note. You can think of it like that for now. Don't overthink it or try to mathematically divide it. You just listen to how it's played and play along with me as best you can. And if you have trouble with this concept, don't worry about it. You can cover it a little bit later when we get to the blues section. 1, 2, 3, 4.